The second trailer for Fallout Season 2 just dropped, and honestly, it might be the most revealing piece of marketing we've gotten for the show so far. There are new details, new mysteries, and a couple huge surprises that could completely reshape what we thought we knew about the Fallout timeline. I've watched this trailer several times now, and there's a lot in here. Things I'm excited about, things I'm confused about, and a few things that actually have me a little worried. So let's break this trailer down piece by piece. And stick around, because the later reveals raise some massive questions about the future of the series. Let's start with something the trailer immediately throws at us. Maximus and Thaddeus reunite after the events of Season 1. But Thaddeus looks rough. He's balding, he's mutating, and he now has a mouth growing out of his chest. And this moment pretty much confirms a theory fans have had since Season 1. Thaddeus isn't turning into a ghoul at all. He's turning into something else entirely. Maybe he really did take FEV and is evolving into a new type of mutant, similar to Harold before Fallout 1. Meanwhile, Lucy and the ghoul are still heading toward New Vegas, and the ghoul reaches an area that looks almost exactly like Camp Golf. The layout, the NCR flag, it all lines up. And this is important because it might also be where he meets Victor, who we saw in the first trailer. But the bigger detail? Camp Golf looks abandoned. No NCR troops anywhere. Considering it was a major military post, its abandonment doesn't paint a great picture for the NCR's presence in the Mojave. Yes, Cooper does talk to one NCR soldier later, but it's barely anything. And speaking of abandoned locations, Lucy and the ghoul explore the entrance of a vault. A lot of fans think it's Vault 22 because of the plant growth, but I'm not buying it. It's nowhere near overgrown enough, and there's a building outside the entrance that Vault 22 never had. So this might be a brand new vault we've never seen before. What stands out most, though, is the ghoul's reaction. He looks genuinely distressed by this vault being abandoned. Why this one? What happened here? That's the kind of detail that's probably going to matter later. Then there's the voice. At one point, the screen cuts to black, and we hear a line delivered in a deep, gravelly tone.
Well then, you're gonna need friends. There's a war coming.
This definitely sounds like a super mutant, and many fans immediately jump to Marcus, the companion from Fallout 2 who later appeared in New Vegas. But I'm not fully convinced. Marcus had a smoother, calmer voice than this. Sure, they could be hiding his real voice for surprise, or they could have recast the role. They already did that for the voice of the Mr. Handys. Whatever the case, this is a reveal worth keeping an eye on. The Brotherhood of Steel also plays a huge role in this trailer, and we finally get confirmation, spoken outright, that a civil war is brewing within the Brotherhood. Trailer 1 hinted at it, but now it's clear. As for Kumail Nanjiani's character, no, I don't think he's Elder Maxon. He doesn't look or act like Maxon at all. He's more likely an Elder from another Brotherhood chapter, especially since he's described as a high-ranking member. But let's talk about the moment that nearly broke the Fallout community. Mr. House is alive. Now, you might think, okay, cool, House made it. But this is huge because in 3 of New Vegas's endings, House must die. He's only alive if the Courier sided with him, so seeing him 15 years later pretty strongly suggests the House ending is canon. But, and this is why this moment is so interesting, we still don't know the context. This could be a backup file, it could be Yes Man pretending, it could be a recording, and yet the presence of Mark II Securitrons really leans toward the House route being the one the show is choosing. As they say, the House always wins. We also get our first real look at Macaulay Culkin, and he's playing a Legionary. His armor matches the one from the first trailer, which strongly implies he's playing Caesar. The question is whether he's the original Caesar from New Vegas, or a successor who took over the Legion's leadership. Either way, the Legion clearly didn't fade away after the battle for Hoover Dam. Later in the trailer, we see the Ghoul, Thaddeus, and Dogmeat walking through Freeside with Maximus wearing NCR power armor, the same suit from the early leaks. We then see Maximus and the Ghoul fighting that Deathclaw on the Strip, which seems to happen after the nighttime fight from trailer 1. Since Lucy is shown alone around this time, it seems likely they're entering the Strip to find her. Now, beyond the big plot points, there are some smaller details worth mentioning, and these actually say a lot about how the show is approaching New Vegas. For one, Freeside and the Strip's geography has changed noticeably. The Freeside sign is now directly across from the Strip gates instead of down the road. Mick and Ralph's has moved across the entire district and now sits near the gate. And like I mentioned before, the Strip looks like it's been flipped. Everything after the Gomorrah is mirrored to the opposite side. It's not game accurate, but it's close enough that the differences stand out. Not a deal breaker, but definitely a little disorienting. We also see Norm seeming to take charge of the Vault 31 residents, leading them to the surface, matching earlier behind-the-scenes shots. There's a quick shot of Lucy using a power fist to punch something off screen, but thanks to recent merch reveals, that something is the Ghoul. And this is probably the moment that sends him flying out the Atomic Wrangler window, which the last trailer teased. And lastly, House no longer appears as a static image. He has full facial expressions now. It's a cool upgrade, though I'll admit the unchanging face did have its own charm. Overall, this trailer gave us a lot, and if anything, it just made me even more excited for Season 2. I can't wait for it to release next month, and I'm hoping it ends up just as good, or better, than the first season. But now I want to hear from you. What did you spot in this trailer? Anything that got you hyped? Concerned? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love reading through them. Thanks for watching, and as always, until next time, ta-ta and goodbye for now.